What's up, TRC fans? Don't miss our last event at Palm Beach International Raceway on October 30th and our annual Street Kings event at its new location, Bradenton Motorsports Park, on December 11th. What's up, guys? Javier from That Racing Channel, back again for another episode at FL2K21. Behind me, we have Joel Steele's insane stick shift Mustang. This thing is shooting for some records this weekend. He's looking to break the all-around stick record and also looking to get into the sixes for the first time. So that would be the first domestic stick shift car into the sixes. All right, so let's give you guys a little walk around here.
Once again, the number 4 qualifier, the number 25 qualifier. He didn't run a pass quicker than 30 seconds flat, but here he is around the
This is one badass ride right here.
over, he sees Jason after. Slash, the 2017 Audi qualified.
See the interior here. This thing is all business. So badass. You can tell this thing is just purpose-built. Badass machine. Alright guys, so let's get into some racing footage and then we're going to catch up with Joel and get an in-depth look at this stick shift beast. world's fastest stick shift Mustang, 6'9" at 193 miles an hour. That is absolutely insane. He called it. He came up to us and said, boys, make sure you got all the cameras out because this motherfucker is going 690. Woo! That was badass. Fireball just about hit me in the face.
How you doing? My name is Joel Steele. I'm here with Constantine. That's the name of the car. I'm from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and I'm from Stick Shift the World. That's kind of our little thing that we do to try to get everybody not to leave stick shift racing, because it's not the norm. It's actually a 2012 Boss, which I completely ruined that name. I started racing this car a little bit on the street in 2016. It was actually VMP's car, Justin Starkey's car, and I bought it from him. I changed it from a street car and kept getting aggressive with the stick shift. It kept getting more aggressive, and that lasted for about a year and a half, and me and Ben Stoner kind of went at it a little bit when it comes to trying to be the first Coyote stick shift in the 8s. And of course, he is a really reputable shop, and he's a good person, and he's good at what he does, and he beat me fair and square, beat me to 8s. And I was at Texas 2K in 2012, and I made a decision if I wanted to be doing this, I wanted to go real fast. So I sold everything off the car, completely stripped it. It ends up being, it's a 25.3 dual-railed 2012 Mustang. It's still got the firewall. It weighs about 2750, maybe a little bit more than that with me in it. We built a car for one purpose, and that was to shatter the record. The first time that we controllably made a pass was Wednesday night. Made some clean passes in it. I realized that we were onto something, and go out in the first round of qualifying, run a 730 and some change. I don't remember what it was, at 190 something. We're real conservative on the tune. We're still in the 30-pound range on the boost, and 11 degrees timing. The car, we're gonna probably max it out at 50-55 with a stock block motor. Ran a 730, 716 with a 1 because boosting came back, ran a 716 with a 9, which is crazy, and he's just getting his car back together. And then we knew we had to step it up because, I mean, Gronis is fast. We know he's fast. Might not be the best consistent racer, but it doesn't take anything away from that car being fast, and he's got a lot of seat time, and he's good at racing. We put a little bit in it, didn't know what it was going to do, and Gronis ran a 7.0 in that second round of qualifying. We came back, ran a 6.98. The wheelie sensors pulled some timing on the front, and then it spun right when I got way too far right, and then it went to the high cut, and the ignition cut it and shut off at like in the 6-second mark. And we coasted through at 698 at 193. Should have been a 205 pass. Did not think that I broke a record. I thought I actually blew my motor. I was completely negative, and I come around, stop. Jeremy Howell blew by me on the return road, and a random older guy comes up. He was apparently the first 10-second mod motor, stick shift, running the same clutch I'm running. He comes down there just staring at me, and I was like, what'd I run? He goes, I don't know, but you're the first mod motor in the 6s, and I started screaming. Gronis was the first person that came up to me and congratulated me, and that means a lot coming from somebody holding the record that I'm going after. And on the pass that we went a 698, I'm gonna estimate and say it's around the 2000 mark. I know people's probably gonna call BS on it, but I think it was probably a little bit low. Probably in the 1900 area. We only ran 41 pounds of boost, but we're having a huge problem with it dipping 2,900 RPMs in between the shifts, and we've never had that problem, and we're trying to figure it out. It's all clutch tuning and experience on my part, and I don't really have much of both. It only seen 41, probably not even a second during the pass. It stayed an average around 36 or 37. So it should, give or take, it should be around 1900. We're gonna push this motor. It's a stock block Gen 1 heads. We're gonna push it to 2400. World Cup and Mod Nationals, we're gonna send it. Coming out here this weekend, our goal was to win, but in us preparing to win, we went into trying to set new records. And I knew for us to win, we were gonna have to set a record. Jonathan was supposed to be here. Jonathan Atkins from Tick is the one tuning my car, and I was wanting to run the first 6-second domestic with him going down the track. But some things came up and he couldn't be here. And Jonathan's a good mentor because he wins a lot and he's very consistent. He ran a 7.0 at World Cup last year. But he's won a lot of races running 7.2, 7.3, 7.4, or last year the fastest pass was a 7.49. That was him, and then it got rained out. While I was here, I was able to reset my Coyote record, reset the Mustang record, and then the next pass reset and be the first domestic into the 6s. We'll go into some of the parts of the car. I'll start with the front. I think it's a VFN complete one-piece front end with their VFN carbon fiber hood. The motor is a TKM Gen 1 block, Gen 1 heads, stock bore. The heads are Frankenstein heads, 1 millimeter over. They have Manley valves. They are not titanium valves in this. I have a billet motor being built right now. That's going to have all the good stuff in it. It's got a Plasma Man intake that you can see, a Plasma Man throttle body. I switched it from E85 when we first did it to methanol, and I'm running 18 injectors now. I have Jose's 7684 turbos. Actually just put the new housings on it. So I contacted Jose actually right before this, said, hey, I'm not saying that my turbos might blow, but I don't have a backup set, so anyway I can get one. He's like, yeah, stop by the shop on the way down. He's like, I have some covers I want you to try out. So we show up Wednesday, run my old covers, and then we went to a machine shop and milled these down so they fit my front end and put these on for the race. They picked up a little bit, but we were also turning it up too, so I don't know how to gauge that. Turbo Smart is on board with all of the boost management when it comes to wastegates and blow-off valves. Holley is the ECU. I got their big screen inside the car. I've got their EGTs, shock sensors, 2 ride heights, one in the rear, one in the front. Transmission is a TIC Performance T56 with a PPG gear set. It's got the TIC Performance billet front plate with the injection in there, running a circulator pump so you don't burn up the gear set. The shifter on the transmission, MGW. George's been a supporter of me when I was young and stupid doing stuff on the street, and ever since then he's supported me, and it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, if I call him, I need it. He actually contacted me and very graciously did some stuff for me this morning, and I'm very thankful for people like that. I do have a Fuel Tech strain gauge. I'm not using it to shift, I'm using it for data. We might eventually get into using it for shifting, but at the time we're not doing it. We're just using it to see how much I'm pulling on it. I got FFP billet pedals in it. Last year at this event, I actually snapped my pedal racing Granis because he scared me to death when the way he staged, and I snapped my pedal, still made the run, but I didn't know what it was going to do when I let off. So I switched over to FFP this year. It's a pretty cool looking setup, and they're actually really functional for what I need. It's got a tilt and slave in it. That's a never-ending learning experience, trial by air, which I've had a lot of air in that. We just figured that out 2 weeks ago. All my safety is impact racing, and when it comes to anything on me, parachutes. I have a 20-pound fire aid system in the car. I have a lot of people that help me out with this car. I'm not a genius in anything in this car. I know a little bit because I'm hard-headed and I broke a lot and spent a lot of money. But when it comes to the people that supported me, there's no way I can do it without them. Very fortunate for the short amount of time that I've been doing this, and with the help from people like Ray Bulloch, with the wealth of knowledge. He's the first person in the 8s, and it seems like that was yesterday. And then Jonathan, him helping me out when he knew I was going to be a competitor. It's amazing to be able to hold that first Mustang, but be the first domestic car into the 6s. Yes, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to run with it. Whatever I will be in the 5s next year. So I'll reset this with Granis and whatever we want to chase our tails on. But everybody, don't forget about Grubworm, because he said he's got a couple backup motors for World Cup, so he's going to definitely send it the first couple times. So we have a lot of goals with the car. I'm pretty hard-headed, and I'm going to achieve that goal one way or another. So as long as I'm still healthy and my family's healthy, I'm going to make sure that I'll be the fastest in the stick shift.